Welcome to this video. I am Kaushik Muran. I am doing my final year interview from Tyagaraja College of Engineering. The topic I am going to present in this video is about the vector control of AC induction motor. These are the contents I am going to explain in this video. Working principle of field-oriented control, basic model of field-oriented control, vector control types, and the last one is about the space vector PW. Let us first discuss about the differences between a scalar and vector control. Scalar control, it is the simpler form of motor control, but vector control is the complex mathematical model. Good steady-state performance happens in scalar control. Precise control of AC motors in vector control. The dynamic response is poor in scalar control, but the dynamic response is excellent in vector. The performance of drives is lower in scalar control. The performance of drives is high in vector control. Higher power dissipation occurs in scalar control. Lower power dissipation occurs in vector control. The scalar control method for the induction motor generates the oscillations on the produced torque. In order to achieve a better dynamic performance, a more superior control scheme is needed for induction motor. With the advanced control strategies such as the microcontrollers, digital processors and FGPA, these are the mathematical processing capabilities offered, which can be implemented to decouple the torque generation and the magnetization functions in an AC induction motor. This decoupled torque and magnetization flux is commonly called as the flux-oriented control. The field-oriented control is otherwise known as the vector control. It describes the way in which the control of torque and speed are directly based on the electromagnetic state of the motor, which is similar to the operation of DC motor. FOC is the first technology to control the real motor control variable of torque and flux. Decoupled control at low speeds, the magnetization state of motor can be maintained at the appropriate level, and the torque can be controlled to regulate the speed. With this decoupling between the stator currents components, the torque producing component of the stator flux can be controlled independently. The next I am going to explain about the working principle of the field-oriented control. The field-oriented control consists of controlling the stator currents represented by a vector. This control is based on the projections that transform a three-phase time and speed dependent system into a two coordinates such as D and Q frame, which is the time invariant system. These transformations and projections lead to a structure similar to that of a DC machine control. The field-oriented control machines need two constants as inputs references: the torque component, which is aligned with the Q coordinate, and the flux component, which is aligned with the D coordinate. This is the block diagram of the basic conceptual implementation of vector control. In the right side of the diagram, the motor currents IA, IB, IC are converted to IDSS and IQSS in the stationary reference frame. These are then converted to the synchronously rotating reference frame DQ currents, that is IDS and IQS. In the left side of the block diagram, in the controller, two inverse transforms are performed. First one is from the synchronous DQ to the stationary DQ reference frame, and the second one is from the D star Q star to the A star B star C star. This is the time invariant coordinate transform. The three phase voltages, currents and fluxes of AC motors can be analyzed in terms of complex phase vectors. If we take IA, IB, IC as instantaneous currents in the stator phases, then the stator current vector is defined as follows: IS equal to IA plus IB into e power j 2 pi by 3 plus IC into e power j 4 pi by 3, where A, B, C are the axes of the three-phase system. This current space vector represents three-phase sinusoidal system. It needs to be transformed into a two time invariant coordinate system. This transformation is divided into two steps, where the A, B, C axis of the three-phase system is transformed to a alpha beta, which is the Clark transformation system, which outputs a two coordinate time variant system. The another transformation is the Park transformation, where the output of the Clark transformation alpha beta is further transformed to DQ coordinates, which outputs a two coordinate time invariant system. This is Clark transformation. Three-phase quantities, either voltages or currents varying in time along the axis ABC, can be mathematically transformed into two-phase voltages or current varying in time along the axis alpha and beta by the matrix. which is given in the right side of the slide, that is I alpha beta is equal to 2 by 3 times the matrix. Assuming the axis A and axis alpha are on the same direction and beta is orthogonal to them, the vector diagram is on the left side of the slide. This projection modifies the three-phase system into alpha beta to two-dimensional orthogonal system. That is two equations. Is alpha is equal to Ia and Is beta is equal to Ia by root 3 plus 2 times Ib by root 3. But the two-phase alpha beta currents depend on time and speed. The next is the Park transformation. The alpha beta to the dq projection is the Park transformation. This is the most important transformation in the FOC. In fact, this projection modifies the two-phase fixed orthogonal system alpha beta into dq rotating reference system. If we consider the d-axis aligned with the rotor flex, vector diagram shows the relationship from the two reference frame for the current vector, which is given in the left side of the slide. Theta is the rotor flux position in the vector diagram. The torque and flux components of the current vector are determined by the equations ISD and ISQ equations. Whereas the ISD is equal to Is alpha times the cos theta plus Is beta times the sin theta. ISQ is Is alpha times the sin theta plus Is beta times the cos theta. These components depend on the current vector alpha and beta components and on the rotor flux position. If we know the accurate rotor flux position, then by this equation, the dq component can be calculated very easily. At this instant, the torque can be controlled directly because of the flux and torque component. The flux component is ISD and the torque component is ISQ, which are independent now. The next I am going to explain about the basic module for the field oriented control. The stator phase currents are measured. This is the first step. These measured currents are fed into the Clark transformation block. The outputs of this projection are entitled as Is alpha and Is beta. These two components of the current enter into the Park transformation block that provide the current in the dq reference frame, which we have seen in the previous slide. The ISD and ISQ components are contrasted to the references. ISD reference, the flux reference, and ISQ reference is the torque reference. At this instant, the control structure has an advantage. It can be used to control either synchronous or induction machines by simply changing the flux reference and tracking the rotor flux position. In case of the permanent magnet synchronous motor, the rotor flux is fixed, determined by the magnets, so there is no need to create one. Therefore, while controlling a permanent magnet synchronous motor, ISD reference should be equal to 0. As induction motors need a rotor flux creation in order to operate, the flux reference must not be equal to 0. This will easily eliminate one of the major shortcomings of the classic control structures, that is the portability from asynchronous to synchronous drives. In this block diagram, the output of the PI controllers are VSD reference and VSQ reference. They are applied to inverse Park transform block. The output of the projection are Vs alpha reference and Vs beta reference are fed to the space vector pulse width modulation SVPWM algorithm block. The output of the block provide signals that drive the inverter. Both the Park and inverse Park transformations need rotor flux position, so it is essence of the field oriented control. This is about the evaluation of the rotor flux position is different if we consider the synchronous or induction motor. These are about the two cases when operated in synchronous motor and asynchronous motor. In case of synchronous motor, the rotor speed is equal to the rotor flux speed. But in case of asynchronous motor, the rotor speed is not equal to the rotor flux speed because of its slip. So, therefore, a particular method is used to evaluate the rotor flux position in case of asynchronous motor. So, this method utilizes a current control model, which needs two equations of the induction motor model in dq rotating reference frame. The next is about the space vector PWM. This is about the salient features of the vector control. The transient response will be fast because of the torque control by IQS does not affect flux. Vector control allows for the speed control in all the four quadrants without additional control elements. Automatically limits operation to the stable region. Space vector PWM. In the inverter switches or driver are driven with two complementary pulse sequences. Providing care is taken to ensure that there is no overlap in the power switch transmissions. SPPWM is a technique for generating such pulse signals. It minimizes the harmonic contacts. These 8 switch combinations determine the 8 phase voltage combinations. The vectors divide the plane into 6 sectors. That is the V1 to V6, which is in the top of the slide, first diagram. The binary representation of the two adjacent basic vectors differ in one bit, which is given in the bottom of the slide. The next is about the vector control types. It is classified into two types. First one is the direct field oriented control. The rotation angle of the IQS vector with respect to the stator flux is being directly determined. The second one is the indirect field oriented control. The rotor angle is being measured indirectly, such as by measuring the slip speed. And these are the advantages of the field oriented control: improved torque response, torque control at low frequencies and low speed, dynamic speed accuracy, reduction in size of motor, cost and power consumption, 4-quadrant operation, short-term overload capability. In summary, vector control RF4C used in high performance drive where oscillation in air gap flux linkages are intolerable. Example, servos, robotic actuators. Field oriented control AC machines thus obtain every DC machine advantage. Since high computation power silicon devices came to market, it has been possible to realize far more precise digital vector control algorithms. More computational effort and high speed processors are suitable. Thank you.